Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another video webcast. I know it's been a few weeks since I've updated the blog, so I'm trying to play catch-up here, but tonight I'm going to be talking to you about the film we watched a few weeks ago in class, music by Prudence by critically acclaimed film director Roger Ross Williams. This is a short documentary. It was about 30 minutes long, and it takes place in Zimbabwe and follows the life of the handicapped singer Prudence and her amazing voice. So, ultimately, this film was kind of, it was an upbeat film. You left very happy, but it didn't challenge you critically. I understand why the film won the Academy Award. It was fantastic. It really made you feel extremely happy for Prudence and what she accomplished in the face of all the diversity, especially in coming from Zimbabwe. But it never really addressed any of the issues of equality within Zimbabwe. Why is the state? It never touched why the state is operating the way it is. It never touched any of the wider socioeconomic problems that are occurring in Zimbabwe. So while you leave the film feeling upbeat, you're left, okay, what next? And you're left with several questions that we will discuss later on. Ultimately, I thought the film was good for what it was and what it was meant to accomplish. This film set out from the beginning to win the Academy Award, win the Oscar, to gain widespread critical recognition. And this, because the filmmaker set out to win, he definitely did not put in put in all the critical stuff that he could have. The argument is that because he has now, won this award, that he can pursue works that are much more critical, that he has that fame where he can now go in and expose inequality, highlight injustice that is occurring. So I think that, that goal right there is, it's a good goal, but in terms of, critical filmmaking, music by Prudence is kind of lacking. So, as I said earlier, Prudence is a handicapped singer, and it follows the life of her and her band, who are, the fellow band members are also, handicapped, and it follows them through Zimbabwe and their quest to gain, notoriety, fame, and to become, and to be viewed as people. In Zimbabwe, if you're handicapped, you are untouchable. You're less than human. There are many instances where people have been killed at birth for being handicapped. Family members leave them. Parents often abandon them. In Prudence's case, her father abandoned her, and she was sent to live with her grandmother, who took care of her and nurtured her, and provided basic services and then allowed her to go to school. So this demonstrates a very widespread hatred, if you will, or lack of understanding of handicap, of people who suffer from handicap and disabilities in Zimbabwe. The traditional belief is that people afflicted by these ailments are victims of witchcraft, and that they are ultimately untouchable. However, the film, shows that even someone as handicapped as Prudence is, that they still have human qualities, that they still have value, that they have worth, and that this can be seen in Prudence's goal to become a singer. And she does have an amazing voice, and an amazing a gift. All her songs are about problems that are occurring in her life in Zimbabwe, about equality, gaining recognition, and they really speak to individuals on a very deep level. Very religious. The film definitely had very religious overtones. That is neither here nor there. Obviously, in Zimbabwe, it's a very religious place. I don't really know what else to say. Very Christian. I guess some critics can, point to this and say, this took away from the film, but I don't think so. What I thought took away from the film was, the lack of going deep. This film could easily have been a 2-hour long documentary about Zimbabwe and about the problems that are occurring. Why is this state, operating the way it is? What does this mean for Prudence, etc., etc. Instead, it just focuses on her life. The style of the video used a lot of candid shots. The opening scene I thought was kind of corny, where she purposefully, takes her wheelchair and drives it into a pothole. You argue that, it's to grab the attention of the viewer. However, I thought it was kind of over dramatic and not necessary, and it kind of took away from the film. The reader, or not the reader, the person viewing the film is left with several questions. Why did Prudence end up going to the United States, and what happened to the rest of her band? Apparently she's now living in Denver, and she's on tour, but the people that helped make her famous, her band that she set up, she kind of left. Do I blame her for that? No, not at all. Obviously, if you have opportunity, definitely take it. If you can get out of a place like Zimbabwe and come to the United States and, get, a music deal and gain, international fame and recognition, then do it. But you're really left wondering, like, what happened to everyone else? Why weren't they brought along? So, I kind of feel sorry for the rest of the band. Obviously, through her singing, she's able to bring recognition and highlight people of the inequality that is going on in Zimbabwe, and make the United States and people within it more aware of the problems that are occurring around the world. And I guess this is what the film was trying to do in a upbeat fashion, but I was left kind of like, okay, that was nice. What's next? So, I guess I don't really have much to say on the movie because there wasn't much there. You can look at why are what is the cultural significance of people being viewed as untouchables in Zimbabwe? Why are handicapped people treated the way they are? That was really never addressed. What we found out in the post-class discussion is that the school that she attended, that it was made possible by foreign funds, and I guess the school could have really, or the movie could address why is the school not being supported by the state? What does this mean? Is it helping to change the mindsets of people in Zimbabwe about handicapped people? But it never went on to address that. Ultimately, I do hope that Roger Ross Williams makes a film that he can that addresses these critical issues. He has kind of moved on from music by Prudence. You could see this in the post-class discussion. He wasn't very engaged. I don't want to say that he wasn't engaged. Obviously he was, but after so many question and answers sections, that it really becomes redundant. So I don't blame him for that at all. So ultimately, Yes, I'd recommend the movie. If you're looking for a beat, short little film that is definitely critically acclaimed. It definitely accomplished its goal. It's easy to see why it won the Oscar for the short. So, I hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to discussing the next film, Hala, and I'll talk to you later.